Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Hi, welcome to this part. Okay, but look, if you haven't watched part number 1, please stop now and go and watch that. Okay, because it explains in detail about this whole study, and each one of these parts doesn't do that, and it doesn't even talk about adding the 17s and gematria and all that other stuff. Go to that first one first. But if you have already done that, welcome to the next part of that isn't what it says. Defining author/finisher. Part 1. Another grossly understood verse is Hebrews 12:2. Right? And over the years, I've been repeatedly heard and told that Jesus is the author of my faith. Okay? You've heard that verse, right? Okay? Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Okay. Well, it's just not so, right? Because I've got a book called an interlinear, and it's almost like the process that we did with transubstitution, only you don't use all English words, you use the Greek words. So the interlinear for this verse has all the Greek words listed, and then under the Greek word is the transliterated English word or words, not a full definition of what the Greek word says. Okay? So then you can say that line of Greek word transliteration words and get the real meaning of what the Greek says. Okay? It's a really good book to have. Strong's and an interlinear, pretty necessary, and a good Bible dictionary. Okay? Okay, what does my interlinear say about this verse? Looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Okay. Looking away. That's the first word. Looking away. Okay. Looking away to the, and the next Greek word has of the faith. And what do we know faith is? An action. To the of the action leader and perfecter Jesus. Looking away to the of the faith leader and perfecter Jesus. Wait a minute. See, there's nothing in the Greek manuscript that refers to anybody other than Jesus. You and I are simply not in that verse, as much as we might like to shift our responsibility onto somebody else. Right? The word translated faith is the case of the noun form of the verb. Okay? Because we know that it's really action, isn't it? Huh? It means the process. It names the process of acting in trust of God. Okay? It's just like when we say the word bath, we know it means bathing. You know, it implies bathing. Okay? So this verse is saying that Jesus is the first leader, the first father, the first leader of the faith leader, the leader of the faith, the leader of the action of bathing. Right? And is under the new covenant and is forever finished the establishment of this process of salvation. Nothing left to do. No work. Don't have to do anything else, just this. Right? And while it's true that a proper study of Jesus' life might give one the confidence to act on God's word, we are the authors of our faith. Faithing, aren't we? Not Jesus. Doesn't say that Jesus is the author of our faith. This is one of those founding principles of faithing, is that we have to make the first move. We make the first move, right? Not Jesus. I'm the one who decides to get out the checkbook, write the check, and mail it. Jesus didn't do that. He didn't reach down from heaven and touch me on the shoulder and say, "Oh, time to tithe." And I didn't even mention the word "our," which we'll get to a little bit later when we do a full-blown study of all of the words in this verse. And you'll be happy with the results, right? But while we're in chapter 12, let's take a quick look at the word chasteneth. Chasteneth, verse 6. And I always understood chasten to mean punishment. Oh, God chastened those people, and I'll chasten you, and you're... Wow. That isn't what it says. It's never what it says. 3811 is the number for Strong's, and it means simply training. Training, that's not punishment. Teaching. Discipline. Now, the only way you make discipline punishment is if you've got a nun with a ruler in her hand. Right? Okay. All this is saying is that for believers, training is part of the trip. Just like he had to train the Israelites to trust him. See? Because every time you do something that you decide is going to be good for you, for God, for you, you're going to wind up stressed someplace down the line because you're not doing it the way God said, right? And if you're only putting a 20 in the plate every Sunday instead of 10%, the first 10% is the Lord's. If you're only putting 20 in the plate, that's not 10%. There's going to be some repercussions for that. Some stress. Don't listen to your ego, because your ego will tell you, chasing it. Okay, the next one is communicate. Communicate.